الله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أولم ير الذين كفروا أن السماوات والأرض كانتا رتقا ففتقناهما وجعلنا من الماء كل شيء حي أفلا يؤمنون وجعلنا في الأرض رواسي أن تميد بهم وجعلنا فيها فجاجا سبلا لعلهم يهتدون وجعلنا السماء سقفا محفوظا وهم عن آياتها معرضون وهو الذي خلق الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. أولم يرى الذين كفروا, do the people who have done kufr, the disbelievers, do they not see, do they not observe, أن السماوات والأرض, that the heavens and the earth, كانتا رتقا, they were closed, ففتقناهما, then we opened them. So the meaning here, Abdullah ibn Abbas and the famous tafsir of this ayah is that before humans were placed on this earth, the way the skies and the earth was that the sky would never shower any rains and the earth would never bring forth any vegetation. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to put human beings, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened them up. So this is the closing and the opening of the sky and the earth. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that with water we created everything that's living. أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, will you then not believe? Would they still not believe? So these are the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling to a Nabi who was unlettered, did not know how to read, how to write, and the people who were there, they did not have very advanced science. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us those things. For example, this principle that Allah has given, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ, today's science says that it proves true everywhere. Human beings, it's famously known that they are composed of mostly of water. So other living things, animals, even plants, most of their composition is water. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told this 1400 years ago through the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this Quran. وَجَعَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ رَوَاسِيَ أَن تَمِيدَ بِهِمْ وَجَعَلْنَا فِيهَا فِجَاجًا سُبُلًا لَعَلَّهُمْ يَهْتَدُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we created mountains on this earth lest it should shake with them the kuffar, and we have made therein paths and ways so that they are guided. So the mountains, the Arab people would look and they would know that the way is decided by the mountain, that you go, you take that path which is not obstructed by the mountains. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained that this is a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed the mountains. One reason is that the earth's balance stays. So it's not that the earth starts vibrating or tilting. And the second is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made ways for you. So it's not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept mountains all along, you would not have been able to travel from one place to another. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also made ways between it. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَهْتَدُونَ, so that they are guided. So you use mountains as markers with which you are guided. Or the meaning is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent these signs so that you can pay heed to the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and find guidance. وَجَعَلْنَا السَّمَاءَ سَقْفًا مَحْفُوظًا. Again, the words of the Quran are infinite, and we as human beings will keep on progressing and find out the meaning, finding out the new meanings of the extent of the depth of the words of the Quran. وَجَعَلْنَا السَّمَاءَ سَقْفًا مَحْفُوظًا. The Arab people of that time would look up and they would see the sky, and it would appear to them as a roof. But today we see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we made the sky a protected roof. سَقْفًا مَحْفُوظًا, a roof that protects. So these people would look up and say and think that this is a roof upon us. So that was a sign for them. Today in this world we understand that the sky, or it depends on what you call the sky, but there's layers of protection above us that surround the earth, and this is 100% true that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created a protective layer. The sky, if you want to call it ozone, for example, if you take ozone to be the meaning of sky, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a protective barrier between us and the outer space. Then there's so many other meanings to this, that as the world and science will keep progressing, we'll keep on finding out. وَهُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِهَا مُعْرِضُونَ. But the thing is that these people they are aversive to our signs. وَهُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ. Allah is the one who created the night and the day, and that itself is a great sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how pitch darkness turns to bright sunlight in which you cannot stand. And then the nights of the desert are very dark and the days of the desert are very bright. So how Allah transforms this from one stark opposite to the other extreme. وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ, and the sun and the moon. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كُلٌّ فِي فَلَكٍ يَسْبَحُونَ, something that the Arab people would have understood according to their understanding, and today we can understand to our understanding. وَكُلٌّ فِي فَلَكٍ يَسْبَحُونَ, they are all, the sun and the moon, they are all floating, each is floating in their own path. So now we know how the solar system is laid out by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how each of these, they are going on their own path. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us an understanding one. The sun also, until recently we thought that the sun is stationary, but now we know and everybody agrees that the sun is also moving on a path. It's not necessarily a circle, or if it is a circle, it is such a huge circle that we have not been able to calculate the trajectory and calculate the size of the orbit. We don't know, maybe we'll find out in the future, but so far we already know that the sun is not stationary either. So these are the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us, some of them through the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through the words of the Quran, and these all point towards the truthfulness of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, him being a true Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذين هم أهلك وخاصتك. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.